Hi, welcome to Seasonally Chic. I'm Andy, and today I'm going to show you how I wrap gifts. I have a baby shower that I'm headed to, and I have gifts that I need to be wrapping, so I'm going to just bring you with me. I have been told before that even if I don't write my name on a gift, that they know it's from me. And there's only one reason for that, because they're amazing, duh. First, you need tape, and I have found that if I just use this is just for wrapping paper, or whatever gifts. I just get one of these. It just makes it easier for me to go. And then I have two kinds of scissors. This scissors I use for, or these scissors, not this scissor, for paper. And then this one is for ribbon only. And I actually hide these from my children and from everybody that comes over, because they don't know scissors are for what, but these are for ribbons only. Of course, you have to have your wrapping paper. I am not a person who puts my gifts in bags. If you do that, then that's fine. I just feel like, for me, part of the giving is in the wrapping. Look how cute this is. It's a little dinosaur. You can see it. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little dinosaur, and it sections to the table or countertop, and it has little sections for little snacks. So I'm going to put that down, and I'm also going to put this down. And it's so cute, and it plays Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Isn't that so sweet? So I'm going to wrap these two at the same time. So you take your paper, scissors, and you just cut off. And then, by the way, don't forget, okay, I'm gonna cut this part right here off because we don't want or need that. Okay. And I'm gonna cut it right just in the middle of the two gifts here. I started to say something and then, oh, don't forget to either cut off the price tag or mark it out. I marked it out with a black Sharpie marker. I mean, they can still see what you paid for it, but I just feel like you should just mark it out or cut it off. Okay, so this little thing here, I'm gonna just tape it down so it's out of our way. And then okay, pull your wrapping paper as tight as you possibly can. This is kind of a funny shape, so okay, so if I did this, it'd look like this. I don't want it to look like that. I want it to be very square. So I'm going to align it with the top part of the dinosaur. That makes sense. Pull it nice and taut. My husband hates that word. I went to cosmetology school, and my husband would come in and I would cut his hair. And one of the instructors would always tell me to pull his scalp taut. And he would be like, oh, he hates that word. So I say it often just to tease him. Okay, so now this is how it is. Okay, but our little guy in here is odd shaped, right? So I just kind of grab in places and I will just kind of start pulling it. Okay, so it will be nice and tight around the gift. If this makes any sense, I hope it does. If not, just look at what I'm doing. Okay, see how we have it nice and kind of going around the gift, and then you want to do it on the other side also. Okay, now if your wrapping paper starts to move, just tape it. That's what we have tape for, so just tape it down. And don't forget, this is the back, okay? They're not going to see this until they start unwrapping it, and at that point, they don't care what it looks like. So just use tape. Okay, so now at this point, if I pull this outside part over, you're going to see the inside of the wrapping paper. We don't want that. So what we're going to do is only push the paper that is closest to you, which would be the inside, down, okay? So then it looks like this, right? And then this you can pull over and you're not going to see the inside of the wrapping paper. And then we're on our last little piece here, and we're just going to pull it all corners in. Pull it as nice and tight as you can. Okay, one side's done. Now let's go to the other side. And I just keep folding it until you can't see any of the inside, and our shape of the gift is nice and conformed. We don't want any pieces sticking up. So we're done with one. Okay, now let's move on to our little star. Oh, look. Okay, so if somebody opens this, we're like, oh, how cute. Well, I want to leave this little tag that says, I play music. It says, press my tummy, I play music. Okay, so whenever you push it, it will play Twinkle Twinkle. Now look at this tag right here. Isn't that so gross? Just cut it off before you even wrap it up. And I have to say, I go to so many homes of friends and family, and they leave those tags on everything. They'll be on pillows, they'll be on kids' toys. Just cut it off. Doesn't that look so much better? I got a little teddy bear because the theme of the baby shower is bears, which I love. Now I'm just going through and I'm going to cut off all of the tags. I mean, they know that this was new, okay? All the tags. Now this has a bow on it. See the bow? It doesn't look cute to me, so guess what? I'm just going to, well, let me see how I can cut this off. This is actually pinned on him. I'm going to cut, or sewn on him, I guess. I'm going to cut that off because okay, so now we have a bear that we are going to make our own. I'm just kind of fluffing up his little fur everywhere. Okay, I don't have ribbon for him. I found in one of my little boxes all these blues. I found this one. It's kind of like a meshy, not really glitter, but a shimmery, which is super cute. I found this blue. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not because it doesn't really match. But I grabbed it just in case I wanted it. And then I found a ribbon for the bear. And then I also found, this is that curling gift ribbon that I'm actually going to use to put him on the gift. This is way thicker than his little neck. So I'm going to I just kind of, accordion style. Remember doing that with paper? I just kind of scrunch it up. I'm going to put it around his little neck. I'm going to choke him. Just kidding. And doesn't it look so much better than what was on it? And I'm not going to tie it in a bow because he's a boy and boys don't wear bows. I just pull it real tight. And then I am going to, I'm not going to fishtail it or dovetail it. I'm just going to cut it at an angle. So I got my scissors for my ribbon and I'm just going to cut it at a little angle. If you put the two pieces together, okay, let's see what that looks like. Look, see, doesn't that look so much better than what came on it? I think so. We'll say if you bring a box of diapers, then you're entered into a drawing or, you know, something. They ask for books and they ask for diapers, which, hey, ladies need both. So I have my box of diapers that I'm going to take, but I'm not going to take it like this. That's just, there's no thought in that, right? So what I'm going to do is this. Let's see if this will wrap around it. Now, okay, perfect, because I don't actually want it to wrap all the way around it. I just want it to wrap to the bottom. I'm going to cut a little bit more here. Actually, I'm just going to cut all this off. Excuse me. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. And if you fold it in half, you can. It'll probably make it a lot easier, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go, I'm just going to cut straight down the middle because it doesn't matter. We're going to be folding this anyway. And so if there are any tear marks, because this is a cheaper, thinner paper, it's all good. I just cut all the way till I have two pieces, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it in probably about a 2-inch strip. Let's see. I'm going to fold it here and just make your crease line. Don't forget to make your crease line. And then we just go this way and just do your best to keep it the same width all the way, you know, down. It doesn't have to be perfect because nobody's going to know. Then you just kind of fold it over and we're going to do the same thing again. Just try to keep it where it's the same width and just fold it. Now, let's see. Okay, and then I'm going to do it one last time because that's where the end is. And right. So now what you want to do is you want to take a pen. Do I have a pen? I have a pencil. And you want to make it the crease to be really sharp. So you just kind of rub your pen down the crease. Or in my case, a pencil. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take this, you're going to put it right in the very middle of your box. And just make sure it stays in the middle. And I've done way too much of this, which is fine. Just you just want it to end in the direct middle of the box on the bottom. Or even on the side. You don't even have to go all the way to the very bottom. Okay, just make sure that it's good and tight and that it lines up. Just like that. Oh, shoot. And be sure and cut all the way through the paper. Okay. And then just take that off. So you have one, it looks like ribbon, sorta. Now we're going to take our other one and do the exact same thing with it. I will tell you, you don't want this paper to be too thick because if it is, it won't stand up straight. It'll be kind of wobbly. So I'm just going to leave it like that. All right. Now I do want to tape this really good so that it does not move at all. I just kind of go across the corners here, just like that. Ta-da! Now that we have it like this and it matches the rest of our gift, we want to take that paper that we had to start with. So I said, oh, I can use this later. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do that accordion style paper folding again. And you just, I would say 1/2 inch is about what you want it to be. And you just go back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so now what you want is you want to make sure that the part that is sticking up, that's facing out, is the wrapping paper. So here I have where it's not the wrapping paper, it's the inside of the wrapping paper, and we don't want that, so guess what? I'm just gonna cut that off. Just like so. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the middle. See, it's like a little fan, but I'm not making a fan, I'm making a bow. So I folded it in half so that it'll just kind of stay for me. And I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to tape right in the very middle of this, just all the way around, just like that. And you know what? I need a different pair of scissors. I have a tiny little pair of scissors. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I got a good pair of small scissors. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut on my creases. Not all the way to the tape, but almost. And I just cut back and forth on all the creases. Just like so. Cut, I think so. Okay, so now is the fun part. You just take your scissors just like you did whenever, you know how you used to curl ribbon, and you just very carefully do the paper. And I will say, you like put the scissors to the inside of the paper because you want all of the outside showing. And if it doesn't curl, just keep pulling it till it curls. And you just do that till it's all done. Now, you kind of take this middle part, right? You kind of fold it like this. Look, see? It's a ribbon. And you can fluff it, by the way. You should always fluff your bows. And then you just have the little piece here in the middle. You just put it directly in the middle of your gift. Then tape it on. And now you want to kind of go to the other side. If it needs tape, I don't think it does actually. Okay, so am I done? No, of course I'm not. Now I'm going to take real curling ribbon and try not to use too much of it. I'm not going to because this is one that I found at Dollar Tree, but there's not as much on here as like the big spools of like, I guess it'd be balloon ribbon or whatever. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take about, I don't know, how many inches is that? Probably 9 inches. And I'm just going to go back and forth, back and forth. And I'm gonna cut that off. And then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna cut my little loopies. Just like that. Yay! So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm going to add another little piece of tape in the very center. And you can tie it, by the way, but I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna tape it. And I'm actually gonna tape this onto the very center of my bow that I just made. Now look, isn't that cute? I could leave it just like that, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna curl. These have little polka dots on it. So my little polka dots, I'm going to have on the outside. So I do the inside of the ribbon, just like this. Okay, now isn't that so cute? And it's a box of diapers that looks cute and it goes with our gift. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to assemble my gift tower. So first I'm gonna start with a box that is flat, right? Okay, so now I'm just gonna try to place everything on it so it all is one big gift that will go together. Now it is easier to do this if it is boxes, but we don't have boxes, so we're not doing that. Okay, now what I'm gonna do with this string here is I am gonna go ahead and I'm just trying to think here, what should I do? That's about, I don't know, how long do you think? 36 inches or so? Or actually it's about 5 feet. What am I, I'm 5'4", so maybe 5'5". Okay, so now what I'm going to do, because this is the bottom of the gift and it's a lot easier to do it now when it's just one than it is when you have a whole stack of them. So I'm going to find the very center. Okay, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to tape it in the very center of the book. Okay, going one way, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one, going the other way. I'm just going to make a little cross on the bottom of the book. Oops. Oops. Oh no, it wrapped around my finger. Ah, there we go. Got it. Okay, so see how I did? I just took it and I wrapped it in a way where it crosses on the bottom. And make sure all your ribbon's facing the right way, and then we're just gonna set this down. Okay? Now, we're gonna start just kind of stacking everything on top of each other. And I take a piece of tape, even though, by the way, this will not hold it, it will only help it. The ribbon will hold it, okay? And now I'm going to take my ribbon and make sure that if there's an outside to your ribbon, the outside of the ribbon is what's showing. Okay, and make sure you grab the correct side. And then now I'm just going to kind of tie this in a knot, like so. And then I'm going to do it with the other side. Just make sure your polka dots are on the outside. And just make sure too that you have it placed right where you want it, where it's going to make the gift the most stable. Because if it falls apart, then how good is that? Okay. Let's see here. So I'm going to go right here. And I want to tie it as close as I can to the other knot that I just created. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all 4 of these here and I'm going to tie them all in a big knot. Just like that. Look, see? Now it's good and stable. So now, oh wait, before I put the bear on, I want to add a card that I didn't fill out. Okay, and I'm just going to sign it. And then going to put this in, and I tape it. I do not lick envelopes. That is the most nasty thing to me. Just saying, it's so grody. And I'm just going to kind of manipulate this in here, just like that. And now we need to figure out where the front of this gift is, which obviously is where I'm standing because it says baby boy in my direction. Now I'm going to take and tie this little teddy bear on. I'm just going to tie a ribbon around both of his little legs. Maybe. Trying to do it without seeing what I'm doing here. and holding him on all at the same time. Okay, so now I'm going to tie one on to his other little leg. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this off because I don't want that there. Because all that does is show how he's connected, right? And we don't need to show that. Okay. But I do want to add more ribbon because I feel like he's not very stable. I wonder if I have enough. No, I'm going to use that at the end. Okay. So I kind of just keep adding and adding and adding until I'm content. And so far I'm not really content. I wonder how much of this ribbon here I have. Which this is the same ribbon I put on the bear. That's going to look really good. Now I just hope it fits all the way to the top of this. But one good thing is there's a lot of plushiness in here, so it should. See how he's not so stable? I don't like it. You need to be super stable. Okay, y'all, I'm going to kind of smash this down. I'm going to mess my inside ribbon up, but you know what? It's okay. Actually, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. I want this to kind of go under the teddy bear. I'm smashing it down. Okay. Okay, so there we go. We got that side. Now we're going to do the other side. Oh! Okay. Teddy, you're just going to have to hang on there for a minute. Okay, so now I got to go back into the book. Now, okay, I want to show you what I'm going to do here. So I'm actually going to go under the ribbon here, okay, on both sides. And then here, I'm going to kind of try to not really smash it, but make it stable. Okay, and I'm just going to cut this off. Cut this off. Okay, perfect. Now, Mr. Teddy I'm going to have to redo him because this isn't going to work out. Just going to find I still got more ribbon. Okay, so now here what I'm going to do is, you just keep doing it until it all works out. That's what you do, okay? So everything's on here nice and tight and everything looks good. Here, I'm going to cut this off right here. And cut this off right here. Okay. I'm debating on what to do here. I'm just twisting this. I'm just twisting it and twisting it. Okay, so now I'm going to take this part here. I'm just going to tape it down because you're not going to see it really anyway after I get done. And it's going to hold it into place where it's, oh shoot, gotta make sure you have all the pieces. Okay. Listen, I know I stick my tongue out. If my tongue's not out, I'm not able to work, so. Okay, so I think now you can kind of pick it up and move it around. So now I'm going to tie Mr. Teddy back on. I'm going to have him sit right here, just like this. See how this looks ugly? Don't worry about it because you won't see it here in just a minute. Okay, so now we're going to set him just like this. Yeah, see, that's cute. Okay. I just want his leg to be stable. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just going to kind of tie it on now. Make it tight. Okay. Mr. Teddy, just sit there for a second. Be a good boy. Oh my goodness. Okay. So now I'm going to turn this around and move it the other way. And then you just cut all these little strings off so that, obviously you can still see it, but you know what, it's fine. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of this tulle. Okay, what I'm gonna do first, because I want this to be my base, is I'm gonna poke this right underneath all this here, right? Okay, so I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna tie it in a knot right in the very middle of all of that yucky right there, okay? So I tied my knot and I want this to be about this long, like that. So this here, I'm actually gonna take it, I'm gonna cut it in half. Okay, so now set this to the side. And then I'm gonna take this here, and I'm gonna make it about double of whatever this is because I want it to be a little bit longer, so I'm gonna curl it. Perfect, perfect. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all of our ribbon, okay, and we're gonna take our tulle and we're gonna put this right in the center, just like that. And I'm gonna take this part and I'm gonna tie all that together with the tulle that I've already got on here. And you want it to be very tight. So now that I've got it looking like this, I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna go into all these little ribbons and I'm going to curl them. Okay, so now that we're done with that, you grab these pieces of tulle and you just kind of take the piece and you kind of pull it apart just like this. And what we're doing now is we're making our big bow for the finale. And I'll tell you, the mesh tulle does this the best. It looks so good. Which I guess all tulles mesh, but some of it is more like a material than it is like fishnet, I guess. Now if you just take your little ribbon here, I want this all to be in the front. I don't know how this part here got in the back. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this here right in the very middle, and I just pull like this. Just like that, see that? Yay! Okay, I'm happy with it. So now we have our gift, and we have our diapers.